The sun was setting over the narrow streets of Cebu, painting the rusty roofs with the color of fading gold. The air smelled of salt and dust, mixed with the scent of grilled corn from a nearby stall. In a corner of a crowded alley, a barefoot boy named Raphael pushed a small wooden cart filled with empty bottles and scraps of metal. His shirt was torn, his hair uncombed, but his eyes held a strange light, an innocence fighting against the weight of hunger. He hummed softly as he walked, his voice thin but sweet, echoing against the old walls. Music was his only comfort in a world that often forgot his name. His mother, Aling Teresa, sat outside their tiny home made of patched plywood and tin, waiting for him with a tired smile. She was frail, her hands trembling from long days of work, but she greeted him with warmth that no poverty could steal. Every night, after they ate a little rice and dried fish, Raphael would walk to the old chapel near the bay, where he would sing softly to himself. His favorite song was Hotel California. He didn't fully understand its meaning, but something about its melody spoke to him, freedom, longing, something beautiful beyond his reach. One night, a tourist passing by stopped and recorded Raphael on her phone. His voice, raw and angelic, filled the still air with aching emotion. Days later, that video traveled the world, crossing oceans to reach the producers of Ireland's Got Talent. When the letter arrived, Raphael's mother wept, clutching the paper to her chest. It said he was invited to audition in Dublin. The neighbors gathered around, clapping and crying. Raphael, confused but hopeful, held his mother's hand and whispered, "Mama, I will sing for you." As the plane took off, he looked out the window at the shrinking city of Cebu and whispered a prayer to the sky. The bright lights of the Ireland's Got Talent stage felt colder than the streets of Cebu. Raphael stood in the center, his small frame dwarfed by the vastness of the hall. His heart pounded as the crowd quieted. The judges, Simon Cowell, Amanda Holden, and Louis Walsh, watched him with curiosity. He looked like he didn't belong there, a small poor boy from the Philippines wearing borrowed clothes and nervous eyes. Simon leaned forward and asked, "What will you sing for us?" Raphael swallowed hard, gripping the microphone with trembling hands. "Hotel California," he said softly, "for my mama." The first note left his lips, shaky but pure. Then his voice grew stronger, flowing like a river breaking free. The audience fell silent, completely captured. He sang as if the song was part of his soul, every lyric painted his pain, every note carried his childhood struggle. When he sang, "You can check out any time you like, but you can never leave," his eyes filled with tears. Amanda covered her mouth, Louis's eyes glistened. Even Simon, the toughest of all, leaned back, blinking rapidly. The boy's voice was not just beautiful, it was truth. When the song ended, the theater stood in utter silence for a heartbeat, and then the applause thundered through the air. The audience rose, cheering his name. Raphael looked confused, unsure what to do. Simon stood up, smiling softly, and pressed the golden buzzer. The confetti exploded around him like golden rain. Raphael dropped to his knees, crying uncontrollably. Amanda wiped her tears, whispering, "That was divine." Simon looked at the boy and said, "You just reminded us why music exists." The poor boy from Cebu had stunned the world. The next morning, Dublin woke up to a miracle. Raphael's performance had gone viral overnight. The video of the little boy singing "Hotel California" flooded the internet, reaching millions. In Cebu, his mother sat surrounded by neighbors, holding an old phone with cracked glass, watching her son's face on the tiny screen. Tears ran down her cheeks as she whispered, "That's my boy." The whole community gathered to celebrate, their pride washing away years of hardship. Meanwhile, news anchors around the world replayed his audition, calling it the most emotional performance in talent show history. Simon told reporters, "That wasn't a performance, it was a message from the heart." Amanda said, "He made the world remember what humanity feels like." Weeks later, Raphael returned to the Ireland's Got Talent finals. The lights dimmed to golden hues, resembling a Cebu sunset. The music began again, and this time, he sang not just for survival but for love. His mother, flown in secretly by the producers, stood behind the curtain watching her son. As the song ended, the lights revealed her on stage. Raphael turned, saw her, and ran into her arms, crying into her chest. The audience stood, tears falling freely. Cameras flashed, people shouted his name, and the judges wiped their eyes again. He didn't win just a show that night, he won the world's heart. From the slums of Cebu to the grand stage of Ireland, his story became a reminder that dreams can rise even from broken streets, and that the purest voices come from those who have suffered the most.